Hello readers, I'm Amy and here is my Mental Healthathon blog where I'm going to talk about mental health stuff and book stuff. So I have finished 2 books so far for Mental Healthathon. I have The Dance of Anger, which was recommended by Hillary from Melted Books, and I loved it. I loved it. She's always talking about this book on her channel, and I'm not sure how many people have actually picked it up because it is a self-help book, and it's from like the 80s, but I feel like it's still really held up. It's gendered. It's very gendered. It's not always necessary, but I can see why she went for a very gendered perspective because it's talking a lot about the role that women tend to play in the relationship and the role that men tend to play in the relationship and how their emotions tend to work because men and women are taught to handle emotions very differently, especially something like anger, where women have to bottle it up and not show that they're angry and do all of the emotional work for men. And I loved that discussion, and she talked about feminism, and I'm just like, within a few minutes of starting the audiobook, I thought, she understands me. Harriet Lerner just gets me, because I was thinking this would be a great book to pick up because I do struggle with anger and frustration and I don't always know how to handle that stuff. Also, I'm sorry for my hair. I don't know what it's doing today. Not that I need to apologize for my hair, but that's something else. I want to read a self-help book about apologizing because I do it a lot and I should really stop. So anyways, The Dance of Anger, definitely 5 stars. And the next Mental Health-a-thon book that I read was My Lovely Wife in the Psych Ward. And first of all, this title, My Lovely Wife is in the Psych Ward. Like, it just, my lovely wife. That term just encapsulates the entire book. This man that wrote the book is so in love with his wife, and that was really a driving force behind the book, and it was really heartwarming. And I don't do a lot of romance stuff because the romances in books are just so cliched and so boring, but this man loves his wife so much, and they get married, and a couple years in, she starts dealing with psychosis, and they're trying to figure it out what it is. And it talks about how all the stuff that he has to deal with in getting her into a mental hospital and dealing with the different mental hospitals themselves. And I feel like psych wards are very underrepresented in books, even in mental health books. You don't see a lot about psych wards, and when you do, they're either not the main point, like in Girl Interrupted, where the main point was kind of the group dynamics and not so much the fact that she was in a psych ward. I feel like they're not depicted accurately. They're not ever the center of a book. Not that it was the center of this book, but psych wards were a big part of this book. And I feel like they were talked about really well and really accurately. And I love that this guy went there, that these two were willing to tell their story. I thought it was amazing. And it especially focuses on how a loved one being in a psych ward and how the psych ward itself plays a role in those family dynamics and how they feel having this family member in a psych ward, this family member who's really sick. And they just... It talked about all of these dynamics so well. I loved it. It was another 5 stars. So Mental Healthathon, as you can tell, is going really, really well so far. Also, I'm going to include some clips of my self-care stuff because I think I've done some pretty cool self-care things so far. I've got my jar of stars, I got my puzzle. I'm considering picking up my paints again because I haven't done that in a while, and I've kind of been in the mood for painting lately, so we'll see where that goes. Something else that I want to talk about real quickly, it's pretty personal. I won't tell you all of the details, but I have been on Lexapro for probably about 1.5 years at this point, working at a psychiatric residential treatment facility myself. I feel really supported by the community that we live around and the community that I work with as far as mental health stuff goes. So in working here, I was really able to open up to myself and to others and really accept my own mental health needs and start to take care of myself in that way. And that helped me decide, hey, I'm going to start taking meds for this. And started pretty low dose, slowly worked my way up, and then had to go back down again because I got really drowsy on it until I was able to work my way up again. And then COVID stuff hit, and I'm like, I'm feeling really depressed. I'm feeling really anxious. I need a boost. So went up again, and now I'm back to feeling a lot of different symptoms with that, especially some side effects around sleep. Like, I already have a lot of sleep issues, and it's making those worse, and a bunch of other stuff also came up with side effects. And I called my doctor, and she's like, here's what we're going to do. You're going to go down to this dose for a month. You're going to meet up with me, and then we're going to see where we're going from there. And it's really awesome to have a doctor who knows what's going on and who's super supportive and can help me mess around with my doses. And I gotta say, it's not the easiest thing to bring up, and I recognize that, and I'm really proud of myself for asking about going on anxiety medication. Because I've seen therapists before. I should really start up therapy again because I need someone to talk to these days. It's just like you have to make the call to insurance, and you got to make the call to the therapist, and you got to schedule, and you got to go there. And I've been dealing with motivation issues lately, which could also be a side effect of the meds considering the timing and everything. But anyways, I remember the day I go into the doctor and she's like, hey, is there anything else you want to talk about while we're at this physical? And I take a deep breath, and it's like, okay, I have a lot of anxiety and I want to talk about it, and I've been to therapy, and I think I need something else, and I think I need a booster, and I would like to discuss medication. And she's like, okay, we're going to do this simple little paper test. You're going to answer these questions. I scored really high on those questions for anxiety, and we worked our way from there. And the doctor was really awesome with talking about it. So if you're struggling with any mental health stuff, I recommend talking to your therapist, talking to your doctor, seeing, do I think I need to go on meds for this? Do I think I don't need to? And it can be hard to kind of distinguish those. For me, I think it was pretty simple. There's definitely, being in a mental health community, I can see, here's things that I think I need to work on with my therapist. But also, here's some body stuff that I've been feeling around my anxiety that I don't think can just be helped with therapy. So I want to go to my doctor and talk about the more bodily stuff that I'm feeling around my anxiety and see if I can get something else for that. And just, you got to be really, really aware of what your body's doing and what your mind's doing. But I've had a really great time with my meds. I haven't had to do a ton of switching around or anything. So just thought I'd talk about that because it's Mental Healthathon, and we're celebrating that in May, and we're celebrating mental health stuff. And I want to celebrate my mental health stuff. Hey everybody. I have no idea where this thing left off at. My camera's just been sitting in the library for over a week now. May was a great month for reading, for my mental health. It was a great month for everything. Till the end, whenever it got shitty again. At this point, can we just get to 2021 already? Figure out everything bad that's gonna happen this year. Just give it all to me at once. I don't know. I'm so fucking tired right now. Alright. Start from the beginning. Mental Healthathon. Elantris. It was great. It was what I needed. It got me on the right path mental health wise. It finally gave me something light and easy to read. Did a lot of puzzles, did a lot of origami, did some painting. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. And then, yet again, 2021 hit us. As far as Black Lives Matter stuff, I don't have a ton to say that has not been said already by other people, by myself. I'm retweeting a bunch of things on Twitter. I'm sharing a bunch of creators on my Instagram. I'm going to be doing I've shared Black bookstagrammers on my Instagram already. And they're going to be kept in my highlights so that people can always look at them. But I'm actually going to go back to that because I was only sharing like a photo. I'm going to go back to that. I'm going to include like Twitter profile, Instagram profile, some photos. I want to do like a collage thing so you can really get a lot of information on them and see like, oh, this is someone that I would really enjoy based on this, and this factor. But anyways, Black Lives Matter. Black lives are important. Racism is sucking. I have had way too many shitty conversations with shitty white men, and I'm getting exhausted with it. So I cannot possibly comprehend how Black people are feeling right now. Like, or really how they're feeling all the time. If I'm tired from a week of talking to other people about race, how do they feel? That's... I don't know. Anyways, I'm watching all the videos. I'm trying to learn more. Like, I'm always improving. I'm always trying to get better. I'm never going to be perfect. At the end of the day, I am a white woman in this world. But I'm going to do my part and stand up for people because no one fucking deserves this shit. No one deserves this. I don't know. I don't have anything to say that has not already been said, except that this is shitty. We should be past this already, and we're not. And I stand with you, and I love you all. And you deserve fucking better than this. That is it for my mental healthathon stuff, I guess. So go out there, get your voice out there, shout to the high heavens, but also remember that you can take the time to take care of yourself. And while we need to educate others to make this world better, it's also not Black people's fucking jobs to educate everyone. We need to be educating ourselves. Can you imagine how tired they are? Just... That's what I got. I will see you all in my next video.